Hey everybody, it's Marie, and I'm the Everyday Mother bringing you yet another daily Mother Mythbuster. All right, so today I'm going to talk about how important it is to effectively communicate with everyone around us, but especially with our children. So oftentimes we forget to actually communicate and to actually tell them what we're feeling. So, one of the things I've learned is that all of our insecurities are based on a few different bottom lines. And those are feeling loved, feeling important, feeling like we are enough, feeling like we are worthy, and feeling like we are accepted. So, all of the things that we are feeling, if we really look inside and try to figure out what's going on, we will find out that probably it's one of those five things that we are not feeling. One of the interesting things is that so many things about us are already ingrained in us by the time we are 8 years old. Now, that can be very scary as a mother. I know I have an 8-year-old, and I am thinking, uh-oh, is it over? Have I already done so much damage that she's going to look back and all of her things are already going to be ingrained in her from the time she's 8? Okay, the answer is no. There's always a chance to go around that and to learn from that. I mean, even at 31, people are reframing the way they think. But it is important to do the best we can while they're young. And I don't know. One of the interesting things about kids is that they look around and they try to piece things together, and not everything is so spelled out for them. You've heard this before. Like, if parents are going through a divorce, the kid is also always going to blame it on themselves. If something's going on, they're always going to blame it on themselves. And so there are so many times where, as a mother, I am so stressed out and focused on myself. So many times I'm focused on myself that I probably look worried or stressed or mad or distracted, and they feel that disconnect, and it's not about them. But when they're little, they take that all on themselves and they take that in. So one of the really important things that I think as mothers can really help, and that I have started doing with my kids, is to verbally tell them as often as I can that they are enough just the way they are. And not only does that help them, but it helps me remember they're kids, they're just fine, just the way they are. So I will tell them as often. I tell them, I love you. You are enough just the way you are. You are accepted. You are worthy. And all of these different things, I tell them verbally all the time. Maybe not as much as I should. I don't know. I guess we can ask them when they're in their 30s and in therapy. I don't know, but I try. It's so important to verbally tell them so they realize that all of these things aren't necessarily about them, that they're fine just the way they are. And it's amazing because you can actually see them take deep breaths and go, okay, I'm okay. My mom loves you just the way I am. It's amazing to see that change of countenance on them. It's funny because I have to remind myself to do this often. I had my third, I don't remember if it was my third or fourth baby, but the house was crazy. You know how right after you have a baby, it's like I just feel like I'm a ball about ready to explode. Like, keep getting stressed, and I never know when I'm going to blow. And you can tell by looking at me. I remember one day, it was like just one of those crazy days. And you could see on my older two how much it was stressing them out, how much they felt me saying, don't do this all the time. You could see that they were kind of getting to that point where they were about to explode too, and they were acting out, and they were just so stressed out. And I think maybe I had yelled at them, and they were you could just see it on them. They were so worn out from all of the stress that I was putting on them. And I remember I just felt like, okay, I have to talk to them. So I sat them down and I was just so completely honest with them. I just said, listen, There is nothing that you guys are doing wrong. All of these things that I'm doing, all of this yelling and stressing out, is just about me. And I'm really sorry. This has nothing to do with you. You guys are amazing children. And you are so great and have been such great helps. And just told them how much I loved them and appreciated everything they did. And you could just see them. I mean, really, you could see the relief on their faces. They literally both just took a deep breath and went, okay, okay, and went on playing and were so amazing. It's amazing how many times we forget to just talk to them and just communicate and say, I'm sorry that I am like this. This is about me. This is not about you. And although there are so many times where I wish I could just not show up that way in the first place, it's so important to acknowledge when we are wrong and to tell them how important they are and how much we love them and how grateful we are to have them in our lives, because we all are. All of us mothers are so grateful to have them in our lives. But sometimes we forget to just say it. Anyways, that is the thought for the day. Head over to mothermythstribe.com and let me know what you think. Have a great day.